all through the night I left the water pump on to keep the system pressurized because I wanted to monitor the kitchen sink faucet and see if there was going to be any leaks with the work that I had done. And then I noticed, much to my dismay, that there was there is a leak here in my tub. So for some reason, after running the faucets, it's not evident, but there's a leak right coming from behind behind this faucet. Looks like more so on the cold side. But at any rate, it was steadily dripping from here and created this puddle. I don't know if it's evident, but there's essentially some water here in the tub. So I would not normally leave the water pump on like that for that period of time. But like I said, I wanted to keep the system pressurized and monitor the leaks, and this new one came up. So I can't say that I'm extremely excited to possibly take out the shower surround here because it is sealed rather well. But what I'm going to try to do is access back here. There's this access panel for the drain. See if I can't get some information there. The other option is to access the controls via this. Don't know what to expect, but I'm a little disappointed. Well, let's see what we can find. All right, well, let's start by cutting into the silicone here, and that's a little thick there. And I'm not trying to cut into the surround, but more behind the actual faucet cover plate here. And it looks like I'm doing a pretty good job. And I got I have the stop closed on the tub just so I don't get debris down there. And disabling my shower wasn't really what I wanted to do. And it looks like we got some, I'm guessing this thing's made with fiberglass. Can't really get back in there really good. Well, that's the first look back there. Let me see if I can't do something better with my phone. So this is behind the bathroom tub faucet. And there's two shiny spots on that right angle. And what those are simply casting marks. I mean, they're intentional marks on the on that fitting. But there's a drop of water right where the faucet connects to that part right there. Okay, there you can see the drip of water coming out. You can see how it's not attached perfectly at a right angle. And I guess you could argue that I pulled it away, but something's causing this here. Well, when I woke up this morning here at this campsite by the lake, I was really thinking bacon and eggs and not necessarily scraping silicone off of my shower surround. So that was pretty tedious. I got it cleaned up. The other thing that I discovered was that these supply lines here Although they're similar, the difference is it's a different material. The supply lines that we were dealing with at the kitchen sink, those are going to be, you know, PEX, and I believe also the bathroom sink is a similar similar product. So probably some polyethylene variant, and then these are, I think, what is that, polyvinyl chloride or something. You know, there's all different flavors. So that's, I'm just guessing on my part, but at any rate, these are the lines, and you can see they're kind of reinforced, some sort of flexible reinforced supply line. But here's the issue. Right inside there, that's where that seal is. You can see this one looks a little different than the other one. So this one was not leaking. And you can see when I rotate the fitting, the little black washer in there doesn't move. But when I rotate this one, there's a different effect. Essentially, the threads in the fitting there are acting as an auger and moving that compression fitting. So there's, you know, I wasn't pulling on the seal, or I wasn't doing anything like that. I just simply, you know, as neutral as I could, just rotate that fitting there, and it just started moving, and it started moving out. So if you could imagine, I'm trying to, you know, connect the fitting to the faucet. That seal is not going to be a good mate. So essentially, those little fittings there, they got to go. They're not going to work. I got maybe half an hour one way to get to a store. I guess that's what I'm doing today. I'm just at least try to do some research and try to come up with what the solution is going to be for here. So obviously, working on the kitchen sink, you know, I anticipated stuff like this to a certain extent, but so I have some sort of idea of where I might go with this, but it wasn't really the project I was looking to tackle. I was hoping maybe more on my own time schedule, but the leak mandates I do something now. Okay, one Starbucks, one Ace Hardware, and one Lowe's Improvement Store later, I'm back, and I have some different items here. So basically, I got my plastic scraper and some blades to finish cleaning up around where the silicone is on the existing faucet. Just clear 100% silicone adhesive. I went ahead and I bought one of these, well, essentially it's just a little clip to remove the existing SharkBite connectors. So one of, if you have one of these connectors here, then you can use this to remove it. So I'll just have that on standby. Also, I picked up the tool that basically measures how deep the press fit fittings will go, and also it has a little deburring tool in there. So various sizes, I guess. You know, basically I'm just using the 1/2-inch PEX, but that's for deburring. So I'll use this today, hopefully. And then so this here should be the solution that I'm looking for the bathroom faucet. Let me pull one of those out for you. Okay, so I have 2 of these, and so essentially there's the pressure fitting inside there, and then this is the product that I'm picking up here. Basically, it's a female NPT, and then so hopefully this will insert into the faucet okay, and this will be a replacement for that Camco fitting. And then I'll use my pre-existing, not pre-existing, but the ones that I purchased the other day. So you need a special tool for these little PEX clamps. And these are specific for PEX, so hopefully they work okay, considering the outside diameter of the additionally, I'm going to go ahead and so I've used this product for the kitchen sink. This is that angle stop valve with faucet connector. So really here what we have is one of those stop valves, but it's factory fitted with this adapter here. This will plug straight into like a kitchen faucet. And so I'm gonna replace the bathroom faucet. So then I'm gonna do that. And then additionally, I have these stoppers. So along with those clamps and the special SharkBite tool, I can use this to fix problems in the future. So if I had a leak, I could just plug it and then worry about a permanent solution at a later point in time. So I need to remove the original fittings here. There's a limited amount of slack here, and I'm really concerned about cutting too much off. And now looking at it, I probably should have got the removal tool. There's a tool to remove those clamps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to come in there and basically just cut that line off, and I'm referring to, right there. A pair of shears would be ideal for cutting these lines off. So I think probably these small angle cutters are going to be the only solution for me. The only other option I have here with me is my pocket knife. Maybe those razor blades, that pack of razor blades that I bought, and a pair of lineman pliers. So I think I'm going to use, the hot line seems to have a little more slack, so I'm going to practice using these on that. So I can see where the fitting goes to. Just going to come in there with these angle cutters and just kind of hack away at this. This is that SharkBite tool, but this is specific to PEX, and I'm not confident it's going to have the rigidity I need. Let's see how clean that got. Not too bad. Actually, I'm surprised. That actually came out pretty good, so clean that up here. So I'm going to come in from this side here, it's the high side, and try to trim some of that out. That actually worked pretty good. All right. Yeah, just a couple passes. Let's zero this out here. Let's see what numbers we get. So obviously this isn't going to be precise. So 1/2 inch ID it looks like. The OD. I'm going to call that 7/10 OD, and in comparison, a little stronger than 6/10 for the PEX. We'll see how close the tolerance is for these clamps, because the clamps are specific to this PEX. The objective is to use this stuff here. I hope it works. I haven't even tried seeing if this will fit on the OD of these. Nope. Well, so it's a few days later, and I'm not at the camping spot anymore, and this is what my faucet looks like. So I was able to find a couple more leaks, and so I found a leak here by the pump, so I'm guessing it's that fitting again, not that style of fitting, right? So I think I mentioned it before, but this thing, let's see, there's a name for it. This RV came with a shower miser, and so it's supposed to circulate the hot water back into the freshwater holding tank until the hot water starts running warm, and that way you can conserve water. So that used to be one of the 3 hoses, the hot, the cold, and then the line that recirculated the hot water back into the holding tank. I went ahead and I pulled that line out, the one that feeds back into the holding tank. In place I have this little pull string here, and I just tied it off here, and then I went ahead and pulled that line out, and that's what we have here. And so what I did was I used a SharkBite fitting to stub this out, and one of those SharkBite clamps. So this is the line that I removed here, and for some reason they put a I guess they didn't have a long enough hose, so they went ahead and spliced it. So at any rate, this has been removed, but the reason why I'm showing you this here again is because when I encountered this type of hose here, I was stumped because I didn't know if they used a different size fitting, because this is not the same inside diameter and it's not the same outside diameter as found on the PEX. So those clamps and fittings and everything just didn't seem like that was the product that I'm supposed to be using. So that's why it's a few days later now. And so I was able to pull the stuff out, and I read the clamps, and you know, I did as much research as I can, and to my best assumption, as best as I can figure, that SharkBite product is compatible. At least that's what they're using at the factory. Maybe not SharkBite manufactured clamps and whatnot. Obviously they're using Camco products. I don't know who's making those clamps. But the point is, I have it here, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish up here right now. So the process that I'm using to prepare the supply lines is basically I'm just using a straight razor. I'm making as clean a cut as I can across the hose, and then I'm just coming in and just basically planing it as best I can. The only other thing that I've been doing is chamfering, just kind of chamfering the edges. I haven't done this hose yet, but just kind of chamfering the edges so I can get the clamp over the hose. Here you can see I got one of the clamps prepped on there. So I'm trying to make sure that the clamp is at a right angle, and you can see that, you know, I didn't make a very good job using the razor blade cutting at a right angle. So the hose is going to sit about yay, and I think the barbs are long enough. I think I have enough for that clamp to bite on there, so I'm not going to be too picky. And next step is to clamp it in there. So as I'm looking at this, what I want is that right angle to be kind of relaxed and neutral as it points outward like that. And then I have the clamp in a position. Hopefully I can get a good bite on it with the clamping tool here. And let's see how that works. All right. So essentially I think I got it in there. That's how it looks. And then you just kind of ratchet down. I got to set the camera down. All right, and that's what it looks like finished. And this is the, you know, the SharkBite tool brand. So, but here they are. So I got them both crimped on there and facing outwards. You know, I went back, everything's bone dry back there. I got to have a different solution, permanent solution for this faucet thingy here. So when I do that video, I'll let you guys know, you know, how these SharkBite products are working. I got some confidence. So, all right, I think that's enough for this one video. Wow, what a project. All right, guys, see you.